I'm gonna take a sentimental journey. I'm gonna set my heart at ease. I'm gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. I've got my bag, I've got my reservation, spent each dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear of those abroad. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be walking up to heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. I never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? I've got to take a sentimental journey home. Every rolling stone gets to feel alone when home sweet home is far away. I'm a rolling stone that's been alone until today. I'm gonna take a sentimental journey. I'm gonna set my heart at ease. I'm gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. I've got my bag, I've got my reservation, spent each dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear of those abroad. 7, 7, that's the time I leave at 7. I'll be walking up to heaven, continuing every mile of the railroad track that takes me there. I never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? I've got to take a sentimental journey home.
The townships wouldn't have been a better place to live without them. From the 30s to the 60s, musicians brought happiness in the townships by providing the entertainment which people living in the township and working in the city craved for. Initially, people of different ethnic groups would gather and sing in the streets, where they would often be dispersed by the police around 5 p.m. Kenneth Mattaka, a multi-talented singer and magician, led the first organized group of musicians in the country, which was formed in the 30s, the Bantu Actors. Gradually, music became show business.
The thought of home when far away is like an angel's song. It comes to us at close of day and makes the weary strong. It blesses with its heavenly throng the sailor on the sea and makes him feel a child again upon his father's knee. Oh, sweetest thought to all who roam, oh, fairest dream, the dream of home. This was the first song I was made to sing in public, alone. Then, after school, that was 1936 in December, my fellow mates from school joined the police, some other duties, and I joined the Herald as an office boy. Then we used to meet every Saturday, or actually every weekend, I should say. Now we would always come together, get together, and sing our songs as we used to sing at school. Then one fellow known as Rashid Mlenga, He was a member of the CID in the police. He was a member of the Methodist Church. You know, the Methodist Church near the railway line here at Magaba. That's it. They used to hold church concerts in aid of the church funds. So, after hearing our singing, he said, no, if you people had come to our concert, I think many people would like it. So we agreed to go. Just from there, we sang. And we nicknamed the expensive Bantus. Because in those days, you know, for the best singers, people used to bet and compete. We want that choir. We want to pay as much as they could, and so on. So we pick. So the announcer used to know, we don't want this fellow to sing at a tiki. Everyone who wants these people to sing must pay a shilling. So we were nicknamed expensive Bantus. That was as far back as 1936. Then, due to that demand, in 1937, I found most of the fellows we were singing with, as I said, had joined the police and all that. So they had night patrols and all that. So it was hard to be with them at some of these functions. So the whole group now put all the decision to me to do whatever I could, because they had nothing to do. I said, no, seeing that people like this, we must help them. You see, we cannot drop it now. People want our singing, so we better continue. So that's when I started now getting onto the reins, and so I led what was known as the Bantu Actors. We drew up a constitution and got ourselves affiliated to the then African Welfare Society. The African Welfare Society was the only organization dealing with African welfare in all townships. Now we're going to sing a song in Shona, and this is a common tune, a hymn entitled Idiko Zitara Tenzi. Now we are singing this song in memory of the first time we started singing in Bari, 1937, whatever it was. It was our opening song at each concert, and up to now, during the life of the Bantu Actors, we made it a point that we start with a prayer by singing that hymn, Idiko Zita Ratenzi. Now we'll sing that now. Idiko Zita Ratenzi, Rakanaka Kwazo, Rino Nyara Zama Christu, Rino Zinga Kucha, Jesu mo profiti wangu, mo Christina mamo, diwe tenze urizira, idine upenyu, dakarapa iyonguwa, diparize rudo, kuna kakwe irozita, kuzwike mokufa.
Ngikasuke stage ukuthi ngistage sibile ngaqalisa sengivakatshele eCape Town eSimons Town ngihlabela le church kwa AME church si stage le AME church singabantwana bethi AME church lapho ngaqalisa ukuthi kuya stage wasibili ngaqalisela lapho ngazo kuya ke sen stage manje eStanding Hall sesihlabela ke sisi kuma private choirs la ikwaya yethu yokuqala yayithwa yi Bantu Glaze Singers eyami lama cousins ami labo Shandavu oweli Shandavu lo mfazo Shandavu two brothers lo cousin wami umayuta machazi saqala ngaleyo ikwaya bantu singers ebulawa eStanley. Sengizojoyina futhi enye ikwaya eStanley staff futhi esasihlabela kiyo labo osisi mamthethwa silo ulate Khumalo Siphambaniso sisebenza eStanley sisiba lekwaya ke enkulu ke lapho engazogcina sembizwa kuthiwa ngiQueen of Soprano in Rhodesia. Ndabula wazezizono sendichile ndiphelile umphefumlo wamuwile hayi umntu endinguye ndiyathanda wokukholwa amandla maphelile ndibanjiwe ngusathana ngoku sendisiza kuwe ndincede mfana ngathixo kwazobuya uba Mattaka ehamba le bantu actors yakhe le football esisestendo thina sesibusengibona ngavele ngihlala umama omdala eBulawayo usengibona khona kuMattaka sesijoyina naye sesizobaba sesichathiswa sesibuya ngapha lapho ke IC 1944 sesithathana lo baba
sevele seqalisile imali
yena vele seqalisile yakhe yaye wayele yakhe lami ngasemvele senhlabela ke
laqhubeka ngokuhlabela selethetheni
saqhubeka ngokuhlabela.
Now we had to develop the children also to sing with us and all that. So you find not only the outsiders and so on, but our own children, although we were not practicing with them seriously, they were picking up just as we were rehearsing with others, you see. So now whenever there's a function, we don't bother. We are still singing up to this time. And whenever there's anywhere where we need more singing, we now just sing as a family, the Mattaka family. So at this stage, many people don't think we are still performing, but we are still performing only as a family. And also we are old enough that we wouldn't go into heavy business.
Listen to the famous Mattaka family. Mr. Kenneth Mattaka has been in show business since the early 30s. He is the founder of various troops in Harare. He was joined by Linah Mattaka, his wife, who has a wonderful voice, and their two children.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, joy. Come on, baby. Come on, joy. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, joy. Come on, baby. Come on, joy.
He went my head, he said no, and boy, all the way home. This piggy went my head, this piggy said no, and boy, was a boogie all the way home. Boy, look at people, look at people, and this little piggy was a boy. Boy, was a boy.
Come on, baby.
Yes, yes, Viva.
Come on, baby.
Yes, yes, Viva.
Come on, John. Come on, baby. Come on, John. A boogie, yes. Come on, baby.
Yes, yes, Viva.
Come on, baby.
Yes, yes, Viva.
Come on, John.
Yes, yes, Viva.
Come on, baby.
Yes, yes, Viva.
Come on, John.
Yes, yes, Viva.
A boogie, yes. Hoy, hoy.
Dale un chiquito.
Hoy, hoy.
Dale un chiquito.
Hoy, hoy, hoy. Hoy, 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 hoy.
Dale un chiquito.
Hoy,
Dale un chiquito.
hoy, hoy, hoy.
And the city was a
Hoy, hoy.
Now meet the family. Mr. Seki, the drummer, Mr. Mattaka, the father, Betha, the daughter, who has great future, Mrs. Linah Mattaka, the mother, a 9-year-old Addison. Well done, Mattaka family.
Lee was also a son called Edison, who was one of the best instrumentalists. He was also the leader of the African Talent Band. Edison, whose other name and nickname, but used more often, was Nunusi. Some also called him Boo. He was born in Harare on the 7th of November 1949 and died on the 21st of February 1963. He was buried at the Harare Beatrice Cottages Cemetery. He went to Chirozo Primary School. He died the year he was supposed to do Standard 6. He was very brilliant in class and was usually in the top 2 throughout his school years.
We lived near Mattaka's house, so we boys would go to his house and we'd get posters announcing the date and time of the concert. And we would go and put these posters up on trees, walls, and so forth. And in the evening, we would go in free. And we used to enjoy that very much. Yes. And we used to enjoy also his son. I believe he was called Ngu, is all I remember. He was a maestro at the piano, and we used to go and watch him play the piano, and he would play all kinds of jazz music. He was very young, I think he was 7 or 8. And one day we were watching him play, and he got so engrossed in the music, in his piano, that he started crying as he played. Unfortunately, he didn't live long. He died in his, at a very young age.
He was a pianist, he was a guitarist, he could also play other instruments. And then of course at some point, my father had instruments. He was leading what they called the African Talent Band. He was the leader of that. Now Edison started playing the piano at the age of 6 and he died at the age of 14.
Where did he die from?
It was difficult to tell because they carried out a number of tests on him. It was very difficult to tell, but they ended up saying that it was a kidney problem.
Ndakasara ndonojoina inini iyasisi apfuura aiveka komana kairidza chaizvo ogani airidza chaizvo ari mukomana mudiki.
He was a genius. In fact, every time we sat on the piano to try and play something, a few minutes later you'd hear the young boy, playing exactly what you've been playing. He was a little genius.
Edson Mattaka is the only son of the Mattaka family who lives in Harare, African Township. He is a promising pianist who has been taught by his father, who is a professional musician. Edson has appeared on television and has given several public performances. Let us listen to one of his many tunes.
Bertha started singing at the age of 5 with her parents. Despite the fame, popularity, and demands that go with it, singing did not come between her and her education. She has made great strides as an educationist. Bertha has dismissed what the society says about female musicians being social misfits. Bertha is a playwright and actress. She won an award for her play, I Will Wait, which was sponsored by the Zimbabwe Publishing House in 1982. She also wrote Nyasha, a TV series on baby dumping and adoption. Bertha continues to sing with her parents, and she also used to sing with her late son, Joe Musora. Joe was a third-generation musician in the Mattaka family.
Now, I started acting on stage at the age of 5 as a vocalist. I used to sing with my parents, and we emerged into what they called the Mattaka family, which was very effective, particularly in the 60s. I can say from the late 50s to the mid 60s. I've always wanted to be on the stage, but for some time I think I had to break because of family commitment. But it has always been my desire to sing, to perform, to act, and to help in whatever way as regards the promotion of art in our society. This is why I decided to be a playwright. You know, it's one of those ways of promoting art, and art is an area which I'm interested in. It's just a question of time, you know, when you've got, when you're doing a certain job, when you have to work, when you have to bring up a family, you'll find that a lot of time is absorbed in those activities, and you are left with little energy, you know, to perform artistic work. Yet I get lots of invitations, you know, to go to writers' meetings and so forth, but I can't cope. And I also get lots of invitations to go and adjudicate, for instance, drama. But again, okay, I do accept now and again, but I just can't cope with the demand, you know, because I can't create the time to do it because of these other demands. Now, one other disheartening factor as regards acting in our society, particularly in those years, it was not very remunerative. People did not get a lot of money from it, you know, so you'll find that most of the groups sang or entertained just as a form of entertaining themselves, not to really make money out of that because it was not remunerative. But in our family, it was, we survived on singing. You know, it was from singing that some of us got our fees. It was from singing that we had to eat. But you'll find that with most groups, it was just as a form of entertainment. The type of productions that we used to have, or our performances, used to have a variety of items. You know, would have singing. My father is a conjurer. He would also perform some magic. There would be also things like sketches, tap dancing, and so forth. Now, coming to the types of songs that the family used to sing, the types of songs used to vary. And of course, the languages used to vary, considering the fact that, okay, we were in Mbare, which was then Harare, and Mbare is made up of people from different cultures. Now, because of that, this influenced the types of songs that the family used to sing. So we had songs in Shona, we had songs in Ndebele, we had songs in Chewa, we had songs in English. One of the songs that we used to like very much. Now, this is a choral song. It's from South Africa. Jo maqego mtanga uzundi kape wena jobela bizeni yokucela
ikhaya langu lenkomo. Juju Maqheko Mtaka uzundikhaphe wena Jomela, ndize ndiyokucela ikhaya langu lenkomo. Bachuki abase-Afrika nabezondele inqwelo yomlilo, ndize ndiyokucela ikhaya langu lenkomo. Inqwele ejikelezayo ihamba kulonke ilizwe, ithwele ihlobo ngehlobo zabafudukayo. Inqwele ejikelezayo ihamba kulonke ilizwe, ithwele ihlobo ngehlobo zabafudukayo. Nanko ephokoza imisi uloliwe, songathi shongololo
uhamba emini nasebusuku uloliwe, nanku uyaduduma
sithi uthwele ihlobo ngehlobo zabafudukayo. Nanko ephokoza imisi uloliwe, songathi shongololo
uhamba emini nasebusuku uloliwe, nanku uyaduduma
sithi uthwele ihlobo ngehlobo zabafudukayo.
Now this song is talking about the train. It's talking about the train moving up and down with many people who are traveling. That was one of the songs that we sang. Another one that I could remember is a long time back.
Many musicians of the 30s to the 60s came through Kenneth Mattaka. The D Black Evening Follies, Jeremiah Kainga, Susan Chenjerai of the famous Mukadota family, the late hilarious comedian Safirio Madzikatire, popularly known as Mukadota, Thomas Mapumu, the Chimurenga Guru, and many others.
I started playing guitar and singing in 1947. In fact, I was an actor singing in the Bantu actors. We used to call our singing concert parties. Unlike today's discos, but ours were concert parties. So the people who were taking part in the concert parties were said to be actors. So I was an actor, tap dancing, singing, solos, duets, quartets, or even trios. That was in 1947.
For how long did you stay with the Bantu actors?
Up to 1953. I sang with them, well, off and on. I started in 1947, as I said, up to 1949, broke off, going to school. But during holidays, I would join up with them, going up north, as far as Zaire. But in 1953, when Mr. Mattaka started on his conjuring acts, he wasn't any more serious on the singing part. He liked tricks or being a magician, not quite using magic, but that's the term they use. So I started on my own in 1953.
Like all musicians, we used to meet at the Mattaka's house. It was like, the center for all musicians. Because sometimes when he was there, he would be playing piano and I would be playing the bass, or, everybody would pick up, would just sit in.
Ndamunzwa muchiti makaimba nemabantu actors, ndova makatanga nawo here kuti kunyatsosteja nechiyambi?
Mabantu actors ndova ndakatanga nawo, amataka ndakatanga tamboimba nebhando ectors ndichitori pachikoro chibva kuchikoro kumanheru tichipractice tanga asingaende zvedu kure kure sevana vakanga vachiri mukati memaoko evabereki taingoenda tichiimbira muhoro mama emusodzi ndo mataiimbira imomo nebhando ectors tichiri vadiki diki.
Saka maitonoimba zvekustage?
Zvekustage vanhu vachitozara vachinakidzwa nazvo chaizvo. Tichitawo jiving yedu yakare. Takapfekedzwa uniform yakanaka chaizvo na Mattaka.
Maive vangani vasikana vadiki?
Nguva dzandakajoina inini panga paina sisi wedu mukuru umwe chete, sisi Elizabeth na neni na Tutu na Svelani. Ndangoti ndivavo vandakabatirana navo, ivo vandataura iva ndo vandakabatirana navo, but vamwe vaingotowo vakapindawo vobuda sevadiki, ivavo ndo vandakaimba navo.
Uniform yenyu yanga yakaita sei ipapo?
Yakanga yakanaka, amenoti Mattaka wanga akaisona sei, yanga yakanaka chaizvo, yanga iri yeblack. Ameno yakanga yakasonwa zvakanaka chaizvo, yeblack and red. Yezvisikanawo zvidiki taiyo tiri zvisikanoka nguva iyoyo.
Ko amai Mattaka vanga varipowo ipapo?
Vaimba, vaimba. Kunyange nanhasi mai Mattaka ndikungoti chikwecho chinombopera kwavari. Vaitoimba mai Mattaka kunyange nanhasi. Vakabatsira vakawanda. Ivo vamadzikatiri vaive mubhando ectors. Vaitoita ngati yezvinezvi ngati vamufundisi, vakunzi mufundisi Kainga, ndo vaikabatirana pamwe chete namadzikatiri nanhasi. So kufa kwakaita buti, ini ndichijoinana navo, vakatombondidzidzisa tape dancing. Vaita ivo amadzikatiri vaiita tape dancing mubhando ectors imomo pamwe chete namufundisi Kainga wandikutaura. Vaita tape dancing vari vakomanawo, ndo vakatanga isusu ndokubva tazotera. Vaita tape dancing zvainakidza, zvaizonakidza chaizvo.
When I started working in town, I met Mr. Mattaka and he got interested in me. And I said, well, there's nothing to keep me occupied. I like to sort of keep myself occupied most of the time. Then he said, well, you can come to my place. It is working place. Then we met there several times. We rehearsed, and that's when we actually got involved with the band actors. We used to have tap dancing. We used to sing classic songs. We used to sing jazz songs. We used to have duets. Well, we had quite a variety of a program. When we joined the band actors then, his family was not in the picture. He was still a single man, and he had a very good voice.
Every rolling stone gets to feel alone when home sweet home is far away. I'm a rolling stone that's been alone until today. I'm gonna take
Mattaka's home was also where most musicians from outside of Harare used to stay. Musicians like the Cool Four from Bulawayo would be accommodated at Mattaka's house whenever they came to perform in the then Salisbury. His hospitality also extended to musicians from as far as South Africa, such as the Theodora sisters, who were also backed locally by the African Talent Band, which was led by Edison Mattaka.
Now, unfortunately, one drawback we had in 1956, after we had really pushed on from the 40s up to the 50s, we were doing well, going on doing our business, going to Zambia, back and all that and so on. But then, in those days, beers, were not very common. So we were always interested in entertaining missionaries, old people, families. You see, not as we have today, entertainment is only for young ones. In those days, it was vice versa. We entertained old people. Young people only came in, to watch, and they were controlled because there were big people there. So when we found the whole thing is now changing to something else, that's when we started also getting weak. Each time we staged a show, we would find, youngsters come in, and, the behavior was such, and you can't, that was 57. We started experiencing, but we went on up to 60s. And we found now, there was too much now, people coming into the show with bottles in the hand, you get things like that. So at that stage now, that's when we thought, no, we better do it now at a slower pace. Then we brought in other ideas, and I had to concentrate on magic. Although I had known magic since 1948, it was introduced to me, but I was not doing it actively. You see, I was all along 50s and so on, I was doing it, but not seriously. In the 60s now, our children now were at an age where they could also participate. And we had contracts. I remember we used to go to Mangula with the family now. We had dropped most of the other outside, singers, because there was less work. And we had contact with the David Whitehead in Chegutu. So here now, we had to develop the children also to sing with us and all that. So you'll find not only the outsiders and so on, but our own children, although we were not practicing with them seriously, they were picking up just as we were rehearsing with others, you see. So now, whenever there's a function, we don't bother. We are still singing up to this time. And whenever there's anywhere where we need more singing, we now just sing as a family, the Mattaka family. So at this stage, many people don't think we are still performing, but we are still performing. Only we are trying to see that we don't do it, actively.
The Mattaka family was also involved in films. Kenneth, Linah, and Bertha featured in Mattaka Buys a Bicycle, or Mattaka's Money. This film was meant to teach people to save money in the bank. Kenneth Mattaka also featured in Mattaka Buys a Car, which taught people how to drive safely on the roads. These films were sponsored by the government as a way of educating the general population through comedy.
It was in the 50s that the education department were looking for someone who could do some films. These were in aid of schools, teaching, people outside the country, and also introducing to people how to behave, how to save money, and how to work, and this and that, and so on. So they came to me and asked me, I was the only one at that time who could fit into anything.
We also took part in a certain film which they called Mattaka's Money, something like that, something to do with Mattaka's Money, when my father was buying a bicycle. No, it was Mattaka Buys a Bicycle. I remember now when he had to save for several weeks to buy a bicycle. I participated in that film, and my mother also took part in that film. And one interesting thing about that film is it was taken along Robert Mugabe Road extension, somewhere in to those who know Harare very well, It's an area around Eastleigh. Now, there used to be a small village to the right. It was a small village, but it has since been demolished. I'm sure they demolished it in the mid-60s. But each time I pass through that place, I always remember that film because we used to go there for almost 3 weeks for filming. Most of the filming was done at that small place.
How popular were these films with the public?
Well, some of them were very popular. Like, for instance, Mattaka buys a car itself and Mattaka buys a bicycle. It was also very, very popular. I remember in the early 60s, we were also involved in another film as a family, the Mattaka family. It was a short 15 or 20-minute film where we were singing with my brother on the piano and the three of us as vocalists. My father himself acted in Mattaka buys a car. Now, that film was shown in various parts of the country, particularly in the 50s.
Well, it was in the 50s that the education department were looking for someone who could do some films. These were in aid of schools, teaching, people outside the country, and also introducing to people how to behave, how to save money, and how to work, and this and that, and so on. So they came to me and asked me because, well, I was the only one at that time who could fit into anything. So I accepted that. So there was I remember this Mattaka buys a car and many other films where I performed. And there was one film where my family was also included, my wife and my daughter. You see, I've forgotten some of these films because I last saw them in the 50s. Yeah. I don't know what else, but at the moment, well, we are still existing as long as we're alive, and we can do anything. And as it is, we would like to sing as a family. You see, we've got a number of songs we sing together.
Oh, wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I came this day for to sing and pray.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
To drive all devil far away.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Heavenly home is bright and fair.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
But then if you can enter there.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Oh yes, oh yes. If you want to catch that heavenly breeze, oh yes, oh yes. Go down in the valley on your knees. Oh yes, oh yes. So wait, oh wait, oh wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Wait till I put on my crown. Oh yes, oh yes.
Comedy was used by many musicians in the 50s as an interlude to cut the monotony and stimulate interest in musical shows. Linah and Kenneth Mattaka's act was called The Mysterious Two.
Just with your arms all around. Yeah. Wow. Sing, you say now. Stormy weather. There's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. There's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. All together. Keep raining all the time. Stormy weather. There's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. There's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. All together. Keep raining all the time. Stormy weather. There's no sun up in the sky. I don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. All together. Keep raining all the time. You're trying to show the world that you don't count. Trying to show the world that you don't care. It doesn't help you, now it doesn't help me. It only brings shame out of you. You're trying to show the world that you won't come. You're trying to show the world that you don't care. It doesn't help you, it doesn't help me. It only brings shame out of you. Oh, if love is gone, you can't stick it anymore. If love is gone, you can't stick it anymore. Come, let us make it a goodbye. Oh, if love is gone, you can't stick it anymore. Oh, if love is gone, you can't stick it anymore. Come, let us make it a goodbye. Trying to show the world that you trying to show the world. Is lead a happy life, playing on your banjo, yo ha ha ha, yo ho ho ho, playing on your banjo, toe and heel it to the old familiar sound, yo ha 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 ha, yo ho 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 ho, till they laughing tumble flat upon the ground, in the morning.